So we have boarded the ship. It is amazing. Currently I found a quiet corner so that way I'm not disturbed. But our check-in was supposed to be at 1. We got here a smidge early because of hotel checkout, and they were super amazing. So we were allowed to get on the ship before our check-in, which is at 1. So our room just isn't open till 1. So at 1, we'll be able to go to our room. And before then, they have pizza and ice cream and buffets open for us, so that way we can have lunch. So far, it is amazing. So for this cruise, I will be on here for the 4th of July, and I'm so pumped to see how they approach that, like what we do for that. But currently, today, which is our second day, is Canada Day. So here's a little sneak peek into what they do for Canada Day here on the Princess Ruby. So today is just a on-sea day. Tonight will be a formal night in whatever dining room we choose. Right now I am just chilling on the backside of the boat watching the water go by. It's not too bad of weather. So just a little like Princess Cruise update as far as important things to know, things that I wish I would have known on board, things that I've chosen to go with. So the first day they have a bunch of deals in the spa, which I actually did snag one. It was amazing. I did that yesterday. I did get the drink package. I don't drink soda that much, but I figured, I mean, I'm gonna be here 24/7 and I'm gonna be drinking a lot of liquid. I want a little variation. Also lanyards. I ran into some people who didn't know about this, and I wouldn't have had I not already been on a cruise before, but it's always important to bring a lanyard with a hook on it, because you can attach your room key to it. And most places around the ship, they won't let you charge anything to an external credit card. You have to do it to your room key. And if you are a girl like me who doesn't own clothes with many pockets, then it's nice to be able to just wear it around your neck. Another important thing is to download the Princess app. It's like ruby.princess.com or something. It's like the onboard messaging app. So if you're coming with family or really anybody other than yourself, it's super helpful because you just connect to the Princess Ruby Wi-Fi. That's not like, you don't have to be charged for it. So you connect to their free Ruby Princess Wi-Fi. The only thing you can access through there is that website though. And so you can message anyone that you have their number. So anyone that's automatically in your room is automatically connected to you. Like once they sign up, you will have their access number already in. But if you're in a big group and you have other people, then you have to like connect access numbers. And the only bummer is that it doesn't like notify you. You have to like check it to see if you have a new message. So that's kind of a bummer, but also it adds the itinerary for the excursions that you've chosen. Also, it has the daily itinerary for what's happening on the ship, and you can actually do like a little plus sign. So if you're like, oh, I like to have a schedule and I like to see all what I'm doing, then you can add that, and then it'll give you the list of everything you're doing that day, which I think is amazing. We are in Juneau currently. We finished our cooking class and we had some amazing food. I did a little bit of shopping. We went up on the tram and I got some pictures. Not a lot of video though, so I might insert those separately. The tram is beautiful, the eagles are beautiful. The crows are also extremely large here, so that's very scary. Right now I'm just finishing up some final shopping before I head back to the ship. So I just got a crepe from one of the local shacks here on like the main drive. I got lemon because I'm obsessed with it, and as you can see in the background, the view from just like the main road is insane. Like, it is nuts. So now I'm headed back to the ship. I've got a couple souvenirs and I got some food, and that's all I really need. We still have a couple more stops. We have Skagway, Ketchikan, and Victoria, British Columbia, so I'm not necessarily stocking up on my souvenirs today. We chose to do the Yukon Expedition Railroad thingamajig, and so that involves an 8-hour expedition through everything. Currently we are at the Yukon sign and we are in Canada. Our first stop where we got out of the bus was amazing, gorgeous mountain scene, and so we ride in the bus for a little bit and then we'll get on the railroad to see the rest of it. We are currently at Emerald Lake, which is amazing. It has green in between, which I don't understand. There's no fish in this lake, but the mountains and the view, I'd like to live over there. That would be perfect. So we're at Caribou Crossing, which is a place in the Yukon, and you can pet puppies, as you could probably hear them right now. So there's a little bit of a petting zoo, and then there's a dog kennel from the Iditarod, and then there's puppies. White Pass Railway going from Fraser to Skagway, and the views are amazing. It's a little bit choppy, but it's a good time. My excursion for the day is done. It was the White Pass Railroad and Yukon Excursion. It was amazing. We saw so many things that I would never expect to see. I have taken an Alaskan cruise, as I said before, and I've been to Skagway, which is where I'm at now, but I've never done that excursion, and there was so many things. We went up into the Yukon, into Canada, and there was handmade gifts and little towns, and it was just amazing. So I definitely recommend the railroad. It is a very long excursion, so if that's not what you're into, then I would not recommend it. But if you are not bothered by sightseeing and nature, I think it's a definite must. Today is the 4th of July and the day that we are at sea in Glacier Bay, and so I'm currently in a corner because every side of railing is taken as expected. So you can kind of see what Glacier Bay is all about. I'll include some kind of like panoramic shots. So it's gorgeous. There are pieces of glacier that are falling on the water, and then you can hear them, and it's just amazing to see. If you haven't seen it before, it is definitely a must. The last time I went on a cruise to Alaska, I saw a seal in these waters. I have not yet seen it, so I'm crossing my fingers that I see something. So on our cruise, Ketchikan is definitely my favorite. I knew it would be my favorite from the last time, although because of the Yukon expedition we did in Skagway, Skagway was a close second, but we weren't really in Skagway that often. Juneau, we actually did spend time in Juneau, but the only bad thing is that closer to the ships are more souvenir shops, and I don't know how many souvenir shops you can actually have. They're like all right next to each other. Some of them have like different varying things, but out of all of the stores, there's a lot of repetition. So as far as shopping goes, the farther back you go, Creek Street definitely has a lot of original pieces, and like the outskirts of the circle of the block. My dad and I are actually walking back to the ship currently, and I didn't film much because I was trying so hard to get to Creek Street and to recreate a photo that I had taken 5 years ago when we were here. They painted a building and got rid of some stairs, and it was high tide, so the picture looks nothing like the original, but I will definitely insert it so you guys can be the judge of that. But as far as shopping, I have been successful. I bought a lot of crystals and soapstone, and a soapstone bear, so I'm really excited about that. Got a couple shirts, one for me and one for my mom, and so as far as shopping, it's been good. Most of the shops are just souvenirs and jewelry, but that is fine. Yesterday in Ketchikan was so fun. Last night was formal night. I will insert some pictures. I didn't get any footage because it was the dinner that all 19 of my family members attended. So we were quite busy. We got pictures beforehand so that way we can capture the moment. But as far as today goes, it is 9:30 and I am in the nightclub, and it is poppin', party of one over here. I'm just kind of watching the water. It's raining out, which is the first time it's rained our entire trip. So we've gotten pretty lucky because it usually rains almost every day, especially sea days. But we are going to Victoria, British Columbia right now. We should be docking at 7, like that's when we can get off. I have tea at 7:30, high tea, at a mansion, and that's going to be going until about 10. Then we have an hour and a half until we have to get back on at 11:30, and so I'm hoping to go drink something. But other than that, I'm super excited for today. At 12:30 there's Disney trivia, so I'm gonna test my luck at that and we'll see how it goes. But this will be a pretty chill day for the most part, and then it'll end really nicely. But this is our last day. Tomorrow we get off in Seattle. So sad. So almost no such thing as a quiet spot in the airport, but I did want to close out by saying this is the end of my trip. I'm currently in Seattle, Tacoma, waiting on my flight to Atlanta to go back home to Indiana. So this has been an amazing trip. I definitely didn't film as much as I could have just because it was a family trip, and so it was kind of a struggle to film all the time, mostly because we were just like talking a lot, catching up. We all live all over the country, so it's hard to get us together. So I hoped you liked this. I know this video might have been a little long, but thank you for sticking with it and watching with me. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, give it a like and comment your favorite part. Comment if you've ever been to Alaska or Seattle, which your favorite part was. If you've even ever been on a cruise, let me know what you like about it.